Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibrahim Yakubu as a candidate for PhD on Sustainable Development from the Center of Sustainable Development, University of Abuja. This is an assignment on research method and design on a thesis proposal, and the topic of this presentation will be assessing the federal government's interventions in reducing housing deficit in Nigeria, a critical analysis of policies, programs, and impact on sustainable development. The content of this presentation goes as follows. It will be background and research focus, challenges, federal housing interventions, theoretical and conceptual framework, empirical insights from recent studies, research methodology overview, expected outcomes and contributions, and then conclusions. Uh, in the background and research, we know housing is a fundamental human need vital to Nigeria's economic and social development. And despite numerous federal initiatives and including state initiatives in Nigeria, Nigeria faces housing deficits exceeding 17 million units as estimated but unofficial, leading to overcrowding and informal settlements. Key government programs include National Housing Policy in the federal government, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, National Housing Fund, Family Homes Fund, Social Housing Program, etc. All these are programs that are domiciled in different government institutions, with different mandates, all in order to ensure to close the gap of deficit housing in Nigeria. Um, this study critically examines these interventions and their effect and how it may align with Sustainable Development Goals 13. The challenges of driving Nigeria's housing deficit include rapid population growth, urbanization increase, and housing demand beyond supply, substantial rural and urban migration causing urban overcrowding and slum expansion, rising construction costs and inflation limiting affordable housing development. These theses will also delve into this issue, the issue of cost and asset access, in terms of affordability of the housing and how it may affect sustainable policies in the housing in the provision of sustainable housing in Nigeria. Insecure land tenure systems complicating land acquisition and investment, weak mortgage finance systems, including most Nigerians, especially and informal workers. The federal housing intervention programs you know, uh, that have been going on in Nigeria have a systemic challenges impeding housing interventions, such as inadequate funding, insufficient budgetary allocations to agencies that are implementing various housing programs, bureaucratic inefficiencies and corruption. This also it is due to complex approval processes, excessive prolonged administrative delays, and diversion of funds to compromise project quality. Poor interagency coordination is also part of it. The various interagencies agencies that are responsible for implementation of various housing programs, find it difficult to collaborate and coordinate housing programs, and this leads to a very slow pace of implementation of various housing projects, limited accessibility for vulnerable groups. Also, the housing policies are not for all. They are for only the rich and the middle class. While the greatest larger share of the population are excluded. The theoretical and conceptual framework of this research will cover systems theory applications, key concepts, which also will delve into the housing deficit, the gap between demand and adequate affordable housing and available supply in Nigeria. This leads to overcrowding and informal sector. It will also look at affordable housing, that is, giving Nigerians access and to housing and how affordable they are as well. Sustainable livelihood framework. This will focus on people-centered approach. It will also ensure housing solutions are affordable and enhance the livelihood of vulnerable populations. Also, government interventions, the various policies will be analyzed and see how what are the gaps as well. And then we'll also look at the sustainability and integration in terms of the policies, the policy design and strategy of implementation, and they also look at the monitoring and evaluation mechanisms of the implementation of these various policies as well, and look at how they fail, and then look at the gap and see how what are the solutions in order to ensure sustainability. The empirical insights from recent studies also look at implementation gaps, social housing programs, sustainability concerns, mortgage finance barriers, and policy instability. The research methodology overview will look at study design and data collection, and it will be based on qualitative study uses and structured interviews with government officials using housing experts and civil society organizations alongside systematic document analysis of federal housing policies and reports from 2000 to 2024. uh, Data analysis and validation, and then we'll cover also ethical considerations, which will also cover ethical standards, including informed consent, confidentiality, and transparency with the strict observed. Expected outcomes and contribution. This study will anticipate revealing strengths and weaknesses in federal housing interventions, highlighting funding gaps, bureaucratic delays, and limited beneficiary involvement. It will also inform policy reforms and improved coordination and accountability. And then furthermore, it will guide practical, inclusive, and sustainable housing solutions as well. In conclusion, this study will offer critical insight into Nigeria's federal housing policies, finding insights also that will lead to persistent challenges also that also covers challenges such as significant funding gaps, bureaucratic delays, and limited beneficiaries. The insights will aim to also guide the development of practical, inclusive, and sustainable development solutions addressing Nigeria's deficits, and then advancing SDG 11 for adequate and safe and affordable housing for all. Beyond policy implications, this research significantly will contribute to existing literature by offering a comprehensive longitudinal evaluation of federal housing interventions in Nigeria. It will also provide a nuanced understanding of complex economic and political structures, factors, enriching academic discourse and offering a blueprint for future research in housing development and policy effectiveness. The aim of the vital role of this research will in at the end will be to cover in order to close the gap on housing deficit in Nigeria. Thank you very much.